Hi, this is James Shug with Westpac London's end of day report for Tuesday, September the 11th, 2012. And it was a positive day for equity markets, mainly driven by Chinese news. We had lending figures, which were strong for August, and the Chinese Premier Wen saying there was still ample room for policy stimulus such that China could meet its growth targets for this year. Now that all took place before the European time zone, but it was, or it is, the main underpinning factor that's been supporting markets today. On the data front, we've seen trade figures for the UK, the US and Canada. The UK deficit came in quite sharply because exports bounced in July after the loss of 2 trading days in June for the Jubilee, but imports also fell. In the US, imports fell actually for the 4th month running. In Canada, imports were down as well. I mean, we are sort of getting this picture of weaker global trade coming through from trade numbers all over the place. Other figures worth mentioning today, we had in the US the National Federation of Independent Businesses Small Business Optimism Survey. It rose in August, and the intention to hire component jumped from 5 to 10. Now 10 is the highest reading in years for that index. So just as we get a weak payrolls report for August last week, we get small businesses telling us that they're intending to hire more. Now there's only 700 odd firms in that small business survey, that number can bounce around. But there have been other positive indicators on the US labour market as well, such as the ADP private payrolls report last week, and recent jobless claims numbers haven't been too bad either. So a mix of numbers on the labour market, but that hasn't prevented speculation about Federal Reserve announcing another round of quantitative easing on Thursday from also giving markets a bit of a boost today. I think the consensus now is there is going to be some sort of announcement. Maybe not an announcement of a full amount of quantitative easing, maybe it's just going to be an announcement that there will be further balance sheet expansion. But certainly the market is very much expecting something. If they don't get it, I suspect markets will sell off. The first read on consumer confidence for the US from IBD, TIPP. Its August reading was the lowest for the year. It jumped quite sharply in September to its highest reading for the year. And that's despite gasoline prices rising and the recent disappointing jobs numbers too. So a mix of data there really. That's about it in terms of economic news, but yes, the Greeks still haven't reached agreement on budget cuts that they need to make to get the next tranche of bailout payment. That hasn't been resolved yet. I'm not sure exactly if there's an end date, but certainly no fresh news there today. The German Constitutional Court tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, either London or German time, will announce its decision on the legality of German participation in the European Stability Mechanism, the Permanent Bailout Fund. Today they rejected an application to delay the announcement, so it's still going to be Wednesday. Our view is it will get through, but with some conditionality imposed upon it, such that there's got to be parliamentary oversight or something from the German government. So it's a bit of a complication, but not a full roadblock to the European Central Bank's outright monetary transactions program. Right, that's it for news. So markets today. I'm doing this a bit early. It's only about 4 o'clock in London. The FTSE's down 0.2% today. The French market's up 0.2%. The German market's up 0.7%. The Spanish market up 0.3%, and the Italian market up 0.4%. The Dow in the US is up just under 0.6% today. So onto commodity markets, they're all positive. QE talk, China, good news, has meant that, copper's up just 0.05% actually, but it did very well yesterday. Gold's up 1/3% at $1,738 an ounce, and oil at $96.94 a barrel is up 0.4%. I mean, the real winner has actually been the Aussie dollar. It's up a cent since 8 o'clock this morning. That's in the last 8 hours or so. It's gone from 1.033 to 1.044 against the US dollar. China news supportive of the Aussie. Fed QE expectations supportive of the Aussie. And the Constitutional Court decision, I suppose, to actually make an announcement tomorrow, in a sense supportive of the Aussie because it supports the risk-on sort of trade. We've got the Westpac's Consumer Sentiment Index that's compiled for us by the Melbourne Institute. That's coming up Wednesday, and also we get quarterly dwelling starts for Australia. So 2 local figures to watch out for, as well as those international events over the rest of this week. Right, I'll be back tomorrow.